Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to, I guess, show you what we got going on as far as, as far as what Josh Deliz has planned for this year's, what do you call that? Season, yeah. Thank you, Eddie. What Josh has planned for this year's drifting season. Josh is going to be drifting his S15 Silvia this year instead of his S13. So we got to build this whole car. I pretty much talked to Josh and told him, let's just do everything here. We'll film stuff. Josh doesn't want us to build the car completely because he is a very hands-on guy, so he wants to do a lot of it himself. But we are pretty much just going to be filming stuff and installing parts on this thing and kind of just showing you guys how we build a front street drift car in real time. So you guys can see this car get built, and then you can see this car get built, and then you can see it get driven as well. He just brought it the other weekend, I think like last Saturday. It's January, what is it today? January 21st, 22nd. So we're trying to get this thing, cut up in the rear, some little fixes in the front, and off to get a cage by February 1st, I think. So that's the plan. So let's cover what we got to do here. So this thing's got to get cut up. It's probably got to get cut to about here, almost to this body line. We got to make room for the over fenders, and we got to make room for the tires under compression to clear everything. So that's one of the first things. Josh already took out the interior, as you can see. We don't really have much footage of that or any, but it's like working on a brand new car at a dealership. That's how it feels. Everything's clean and new. This was Josh's like street car, but he decided it's time to drift it. Okay, now the next thing he wants us to do, well, first of all, cut this battery tray out. This battery is going to be in the back of the car now, so this battery tray's got to go. Clean up whatever is going on under there just to make it look a little bit better. And then what Josh really wants us to do here is, as you can see, there's some rust coming through different seams, which honestly happens on pretty much every Nissan because they're pretty cheap cars when they're made. So what Josh wants to do is he wants to take off this panel and this panel, pop them off, neutralize the rust underneath, and then weld them back on. And seam seal everything. We might do some stitch welding in here, I'm not sure yet. Delete the ABS would be one major thing that's happening. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of this whole thing's gotta be gone over. The wire harness has gotta be tucked. The wire harness has gotta be moved from here, possibly from outside to inside. We don't know yet. He's gotta get a new engine harness. We gotta assemble his engine. There's a lot of work that needs to be done and not too much time. So, oh, here's another thing that we gotta fix or try to make look better. This is what Josh did when he was younger, trying to tuck the harness so the car could be low. Basically just made some kind of haggard cut here so he could tie this up, which works. That's what we all used to do. But now he wants to kind of clean that up and make it look a little bit better. He already, from what I can see, I guess he just hammered this shut. I don't know what's going on here. It's like some kind of seam sealer or something, but it looks like they hammered back this pinch weld so the tire could clear. I was looking in here too. This is all flat up here. I don't know if someone cut it out or if S15's already come pretty well from the factory. But yeah, we just got to go through a bunch of stuff and basically transform this entire car in not too much time. The plan is to finish this by April, at least that's what Josh said. So we'll see how it goes. So this is going to be the first iteration of this whole thing is cutting the quarter panels, fixing these panels, cutting the battery tray out, and then it's going to get a cage, and then it's coming back. And then the real videos will probably start after that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that right now. Really cool car though. I'm glad it's happening here because it's an S15 and it's pretty rare to be doing this to an S15. Probably because it's psychotic, but you know, it is what it is. it's his car, so he wants to do this to it. So let's see what we could do, make it look cool. And it's definitely gonna get Origin. It's definitely gonna have stance coilovers, possibly some GK Tech parts on it. Built engine, we might have some manufacturers helping out with that too. So yeah, Josh already has stance suspension in this car. It looks like he's got ISR Pro upper arms. He probably has a Pro lowers too. So he's got ISR arms in here already. He's got brake lines. Yeah, that seems like it's about it. I think he might have an LSD in here, but I know he never really drifted this car. He made it seem like he couldn't drift this car. Like it wouldn't want to kick out. I don't know why. I don't think he ever figured that out. Definitely gonna be changing some of this stuff. I'm sure he's gonna get full arms in the back, and we're probably gonna do subframe bushings, everything. So he contacted Julian from Animal Style, and I think he's getting him some heat maker knuckles for the front. So he's gonna get them all set up on that end of stuff. I mean, the car's not gonna be that crazy. The front street cars are never really like super crazy. Suspension wise, it's very simple. So it's not that intensive a build. The hardest thing is gonna be cutting the quarter panels, all the fabrication work, the cage that we're not doing, thank God. And then reassembling the interior and kind of making the outside look nice. That's probably gonna be the hardest part of this car. The suspension is gonna be the easiest part, especially here because we have everything we need. We got an alignment rack, we do suspension all day long, so. Yeah, Eddie said, have we ever worked this much on an S15? No, definitely not. But it's very similar to an S14 in some ways. Like S13s and Coupes and Silvias and all that, they're the same. S14s are all the same. And then S15 is like a little bit newer, but the frame and everything is the same, generally. So, but yeah, I did drive this car, and it was really nice car to drive. It felt like, this was the first S15 I ever drove, I think. And I don't know how to explain it. It felt like you were driving a nice modern car, but you knew it was a 240SX at the end of the day, so you knew it could drift. So it was pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to drift it. I'm sure Josh will let me drift it, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I love the body lines on these cars. Like this whole rear section is really nice. When this thing's on the ground, to me, it looks smaller than an S14. I don't know if the rear end is a little bit shorter. I'm sure it's a little bit shorter because in Japan, they don't have those big bumper supports. So the bumpers are tucked in a little bit more. So I'm sure it's a little bit shorter, but yeah, I just love how these cars look. This is like, honestly, this is probably the only other S chassis I like other than a 180SX. Would be an S15 would be probably the next coolest one for me. All right, so I'm sure you got a bunch of footage, so let's roll to the footage of us cutting this thing apart.
pretty much just cutting little by little to see how much I can tuck the actual metal that's from the car originally, to see if I could actually move it up. If not, I'm gonna have to cut that out and put a replacement piece just to seal everything up.
I think it's revolutionary, honestly. It's a great decision. It's gonna be the sickest car out there. Go Front Street.
That shit's crazy.
There's just gonna be too many gaps, so it's better to put like all new sheet metal. Definitely better. I just don't want the tire to hit over here at all. You know, that's like the lowest point, pretty much. But after that cut, we should be good. I just cut a piece of cardboard for like template, and then put a piece of sheet in here, shape it, and start sealing shit up. I just wanted to have this initially cut out for the most part. Yeah. Kind of like getting myself to where I was the other day. That way I can find out what pieces I need to cut over here to patch everything together, seal all this back up, and then move on to the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna need like a actual pair of scissors. All this